guys are here. My name is Darian, also known as Darian Plans, and welcome to Planning Together, where every week I invite a friend on to share with us how they are organizing their life and their heart. So if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you do not miss out on friends, y'all. And I'm so ready and so excited and just all the feelings because I have Julie from Julie Plans here, y'all. And if y'all don't know her, you need to know her. She is an Army veteran. She is a cancer survivor. She is lactose intolerant. And what we love her the most for probably is that she is a stationary addict, y'all. So go ahead and welcome Julie to Julie. Welcome. What's up, Julie?
I had confetti. Thanks to Jeanette.
That was perfect. Like you did it right on time, too. What's up, y'all? Y'all, how excited are we to have Julie here? So excited. Okay. So start us off letting us know, how are you doing tonight? How are you doing?
I am doing well and covered in confetti. Doing great. There's a little bit of a storm going on outside, but other than that, I'm doing great. I'm just excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me. I have been watching since the beginning of this series, and I am blown away every single week. It's so much fun. It's like the highlight of the week, like the show of the week. You know, it's so much fun. And I'm so glad that I'm here with all of you.
Oh, thank you. I love that so much. I love that. Okay, Julie, you know what? I didn't know where I wanted to start with you because there's so many questions that are going through my head, but I know that you're a fan of this, play musical that's on Disney Channel Plus that some people, are out here hating about. I'm not going to drop any names or anything.
Myra.
But I know you are a big Hamilton fan. And so I just got to know, what is your favorite Hamilton song?
So right now, without a doubt, it is Guns and Chips. Like,
ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you find that your songs change from week to week?
It changes based on my mood. Someone is saying, sing a little bit.
I'm like, listen, that is like the fastest rap.
The intro is honestly my favorite because it's a little bit faster paced intro than some of the other songs. I completely have nerded out on this play. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guns and Chips. Okay. And then who would you say is the character you most resonate with?
Oh, so probably Jefferson because he has so much like sass and he's so petty, and I don't know if I'm kind of like that, but yes. Yeah.
Okay, I can see that. Jefferson definitely some sass to him. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I love that so much. Okay. I just have to ask that. Okay. So very first question outside of Hamilton is, what was your first planner?
So my first planner was actually a Bloom daily planner from Amazon. So I am right before Jesse was headed overseas for like the 500th time. I knew that I needed a planner, and I started looking online, and I just wanted something that would get here in 2 days. So I found like a Bloom daily planner. I think it's actually one of my very first photos on Instagram. And I was so excited. I literally had like this planner and 2 highlighters. And I was like, look at me. But I quickly, as I started like perusing the internet for ways to use my planner, I realized that might not be the planner for me. And I needed something a little bit more, and it just kind of spiraled out of control from there. 7,966 planners later. No, I'm just kidding.
Have you always been into planners, or was this something that you just...
I have always been into writing things down, like repeatedly. And I just, it's just been a great way for me to remember things and to to just organize my life. And it started off with Post-its and list pads. And like in middle school, we got like, the school planners that everybody gets. And from there, it just continued. And as I got older, I realized I really want a planner. I didn't always stick with it though. Can you guys hear the thunder? It's getting pretty bad. Anyway, so it just, I always loved having a planner. I have always loved writing things down, and it's just, I love that it's somehow just turned into this career for me.
Yeah, that's so awesome. So what planners are you using now?
What planners am I not using? So let me get my stack. Okay. So I am currently super, super in love with this one, the half letter. This one kind of came out of out of nowhere. I have loathed discs for such a long time, and I think it was just the right ones didn't come along, and then this one came, and lots of cloth and paper, black boxes later. I think I get them weekly now. Yeah, this is the one that I use the most because it's got my daily stuff, my content stuff. I love it.
Oh my goodness.
It's my favorite. And then there's my Moxie Life, which you guys know, there's a really special place for this one just because I got to work with Sierra a little bit on this particular layout anyway. And so when I started using it, I was like, this just works. This just works. And the goal setting and self-reflection part on it has been such a huge help, especially with COVID and everything going on in the world. Like it gave me that moment to pause and reflect on the things that really mattered. So I'm trying to not keep looking down at the comments, but I think I just saw my sister.
What's up, sister?
Anyway, so there's that one. And then every now and then, this is like my side planner, the one that I can't let go of. And this is the Plum Paper A5 Daily.
Okay.
And it's really awesome because you don't see a whole lot of A5 daily planners on a regular coil. This is like my favorite binding ever. But so I feel like I kind of keep this one around because it's like, it's my favorite. So that's what I'm currently using for now.
For now. Okay, so you're using 3. Yeah. Okay. And how do you find with using multiple planners, do you find yourself writing the same thing in multiple, in them, or have you figured out your system and flow?
I feel like there are times where I do write things down multiple times, but it honestly doesn't bother me because I'm one of those people, I like writing things down multiple times. It just helps me remember. And when you've reached a certain age, you need some assistance. So I think obviously we all write things down multiple times. We're writing it down in our monthly, then we're writing it down in our weekly. Then if you're using a daily, you're writing it down there too. So I think whether you realize it or not, we're all writing things down a few times, and especially if we have a few planners. So
I love it so much. Jen, I completely agree. She called the cloth and paper boxes black boxes of joy.
Absolutely. The paper is so good. Everything is so a blank canvas for you to just create your own or be as simple as you want. And it's like the neutral planner I never knew I always needed. So, yeah. But I do like that it just gives you space to just make it your own. So yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm going to get this question because as they come, I'm going to try to get them. But Sarai said, how do you manage all your planners at the same time? Do you use them at the same time, or is there a certain day you use them? Yes.
Absolutely. So my weekly, which is in my Moxie Life, I kind of focus on that one once a week. And it's usually when I'm filming my plan with me, I'm just planning out the week. And that is a lot more memory keeping, creative, get all of I need to touch all the stickers and plan and just get creative and have that time to myself. that's just for the week. And a lot of times I don't really go back to that unless I want to add pictures or add a specific memory, or if something changed within the schedule for the week. Now, my daily planner is something that I focus on every single day, because that just has like the, the boring stuff. Take your medication, take your vitamins, all that stuff, just to kind of keep me afloat, right? But I don't feel like I'm using all of them at the same time. For the most part, my daily is like my holy grail planner. If I really needed something, I would just grab the daily and go. And for me, the one that I'm currently using right now in the disc system is just so portable and easy to take with me. So it's really not that big of a deal. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Okay, Aisha got a question for you. Do you have a planner pet peeve? That's a great question.
Yes. How much time do we have? So there are things that I don't really like about planners, or things that I see in planners, but those are like my personal, like, I just don't like those things. Mm-hmm. Like, to me, like, rose gold is the devil. I'm sorry. Let's just cut to the chase. Rose gold is actually copper, and it's metallic peach, right? So you have two things right there. For no good. Just no. I also don't like a whole lot of foiled stickers. I don't know. I try to use them. That's not really my thing. But as far as pet peeves, not really. I love seeing all the different ways that people plan. And so even though something that someone else might be doing or using might not be for me, I feel like I love seeing everyone's different creativity and how they use a planner in their own way. So yeah, there's that.
I love that question. Have there been seasons where your planner style has had to change?
I think so, except like when I look back on some of my old pictures, I feel like I pretty much am set in my way. Like my weekly planner, I love to have stickers in. I tried to do like a plan with me once where it was like just pen, and I was like, I don't know what to do with my hands. So in my weekly planner, it's just, I need the stickers. That's just what I love using. But in my daily planner, I'm like, if there's stickers in there, I'm like, I can't. This is too much. This is too busy. And I've really tried, but I need, when I'm working in my daily, just to be focused on the things that I need to get done on that day. So, yeah.
I get that. Has there ever been a time where you like had a planner slump where you're just like I'm not using them and I need to change and I need to figure something out? Like, because I know there's people who have a lot of planners and they're just like, I'm not using them. I don't know what to use them for. So like, has there been a time where you had a planner slump? And if so, how did you get out of it? Why am I doing I don't know, but
I feel like it happens about like the 7th or 8th month into a planner where you're just like, you get bored. It's not so much that you're in a slump. You've actually found your rhythm. And you can kind of confuse the easiness of using a planner with being bored, and suddenly find all the excuses in the world as to why it doesn't work for you. I only say this because it's what I've done multiple times. So I wouldn't say it's so much as a slump. I think if you do, maybe just take a break from planning for a week or two, or just, plan on the list pad and see if, when you want to come back to your planner, if that's something that you really want to use and if you're excited about it and things like that. So I think we all get into planner slumps. It's hard. Sometimes you just don't want to use your planner. Mm-hmm. And it's especially hard right now in the world that we're currently living in. It's very easy to get into a planner slump because we're not planning as many things. We're not planning a whole lot of get-togethers with friends and family, and we're not planning travel. And it's like, okay, so what are we planning? Why are we doing this? So it can feel a little bit like things aren't working for you when they actually are working for you. Just got to figure out a new rhythm. That's why I've kind of switched up to doing more memory keeping in my planner. I don't have a lot of other events going on. So I was like, how can I make this exciting for myself to use and enjoyable? So I'll add random pictures of my plants and my chihuahua. So
I love that. Yeah. And speaking of rhythms, I know you are like the queen of like routines and all the things. Do you feel like, is there a difference between rhythms and routines?
I feel like there is a difference, and I know we talked about this briefly before we started. I just feel like you can have rhythms to your routines and not necessarily routines in your rhythms. I know that I'm probably saying it wrong. It's just, I think that we get too stuck in a routine has to be a certain way and we have to stick to it. And I think the reality is that routines should be very like fluid and flexible, and your routine on Monday might be different than your routine on Tuesday, because Tuesday is a different day, and your flow of your day is going to go differently. So I think that a lot of people misconstrue routines with being rigid and boring, and I just do the same thing every single day. And maybe that's true, especially for someone like me. I thoroughly enjoy doing the same thing every single day because it works for me. But I think it's important to recognize in your routine when it's not working for you, and there's nothing wrong with that. And that's when you kind of turn to what has changed about my rhythm that now makes me need to adjust my routine to make it work for me. Just excuse me, be flexible in how you approach your routines, and there's no wrong routine. We talked earlier about how I was getting really irritated because I was looking across YouTube and I was like, let's look at some routine videos, and they all seem to have the same damn things in common. And it's like, one of my biggest pet peeves with planning or routine videos is that, there's always like the zooming into the fake alarm going off, and let me get up and do this like 45-minute facial and drink my lemon water and hop on my Peloton. And that is just not realistic. I'm sorry to whoever does all of those things. If it works for you, fine. However, comma space. For me, like for my morning routine, it's all about slowing down, because the rest of my day is nothing but like a rat race. It's just one thing after another. So for me, my routine in the morning is taking it slow, not, hitting the floor with my feet and taking off and trying to get dressed and drink coffee and do my hair and my makeup. All that does not work for me. It's one of the reasons why I wake up at 4:15 in the morning, because I spend till 5:30 drinking my coffee, spending time with my husband, spending time with my dogs, and just going into the day at a much slower pace. And I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. I should probably get in a workout or two, but I don't want to. So, yeah.
I'm so I don't know if you can hear this, but a printer is going off in the background. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not, but it's there because
Gotcha.
My brother decided to do homework right now versus going today.
Yeah.
But y'all, okay, I'm gonna try to get these questions in before I lose them. Okay. I know Pascha had asked, what is on your planner wish list?
So I do have one item on my planner wish list. I don't know if I'm ever going to get it, but it is it's the Louis Vuitton. Is it the GM, the cover for the discs?
Yes. Which color? The black one or the brown one?
I like the monogram. I love the monogram. Maybe one day when I grow up, I can get it. I did have a Louis Vuitton in rings, and the rings just didn't work for me, so I was like not feeling it, and those just had to go. But that cover, yes, that Louis Vuitton GM Agenda cover. Thank you. But I would just, oh my God, that would be like a dream come true for that planner. Anywho, so yeah, that's probably the one thing on my wish list. Yeah.
I love that. Okay. I'm going through these questions, y'all, because I don't
It's actually the desk agenda. Thank you. I was like, I know I'm calling it like all kinds of weird names. Yeah.
I asked, if you were to on a deserted island and could only choose one planner, which one would you pick? That's an awful question, but it's so good too.
Oh man.
So hard.
That's not fair. Who asked this? Jennifer Braun. We're gonna have a chat later. Okay, without a doubt, no, that's really not that hard. I would bring my Moxie Life just because there is so much self-reflection, and Lord knows if I was stuck on a deserted island, I would need lots of self-reflection. What is your goal? Get off this damn island. Yeah.
What tips do you have for work-life balance?
Definitely don't bring your work home with you if you don't have to. I know that that's a tough one with a lot of people working from home right now. I'm struggling with it as well. I have like the next 2 days off from work, and what did I do? I brought my work laptop with me. So, I think it's definitely creating like work hours for you. So if you're currently working at home right now, like stick to those work hours. If your job isn't setting those hours for you, make sure that you're giving yourself breaks. Maybe shut off your phone if you have to. If work is constantly calling you and contacting you, I know for my husband, he's got a work phone and a personal phone, and sometimes he just has to turn it off. So I would definitely just just take it easy on yourself. Working and just managing life in general right now is hard.
Mm-hmm.
And if you need to just take a break, unplug, do it. Do it if you can. I know that not all jobs are able to do that, but if you're in the position to do so, you really need to give yourself a break.
Okay, can we just pause for a second? And I want y'all to comment and let us know, how are you like taking a break for yourself right now? Like, I want Julie to answer, and I want y'all to comment, or any advice, because I just, this year, like, you're so right. Like,
I'm honestly not. I told you I had to drink coffee just to stay up as late. I don't know when I'm gonna take a break. Like I said, I try to squeeze in time off like I did the next 2 days I took off from work because I knew that there was a holiday weekend coming up. So sometimes you have to schedule that time off and not feel guilty if work is like, oh, we really needed you for X, Y, and Z. X, Y, and Z at work is still going to happen with or without you there. So take the time that you need and step away from work. That's just how I have to do taking time for myself is stepping away. But yeah, it's hard right now. It's hard to step away from a lot of things right now, especially on social media.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wish I can just sometimes step away from this world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go to that deserted island together.
Let's go to that deserted island.
But we're gonna take our planners.
I sometimes need a deserted island.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Okay, your sister is on here, and she totally had a question that I think is really important because I've been asking the same thing. I'm gonna find it. Here it is.
It was about handwriting.
Do you have any advice on how to improve handwriting?
Lots and lots of practice. I share pictures every now and then. You know how you can share the history or whatever on your stories of my previous planner, and lots of people always notice. They're like, whoa, your handwriting changed. And honestly, I just practiced at it. I would see how other people would write, or I do like every now and then there'd be like lettering drills or whatever. If you've ever joined any of Cindy's classes, like in Wild 30, I think she did a lettering class one year, and it was just going over different types of things and different types of techniques. And it just takes time. I think a lot of people think, oh, I just want to write like that like next week. And a lot of it is like muscle memory. And I started in this community over 5 years ago, and it's taken that long. And now like the arthritis is setting in. So in a few weeks, you guys are going to be like, I don't know about that Julie over there.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I saw someone's comment about rewriting the same thing in multiple planners. Yep. All the time.
All the time.
So, yeah.
Oh my goodness. I have a question for you. How would someone go about knowing what to put on their AM routine versus their PM routine? Like, how do you go about, like, this is something I maybe should do before bed, and this is something I should do in the morning? How did you go about
I think before you set any routine in stone, like maybe for a few days or even a few weeks, write the things that you're actually doing every morning and then figure out if they're beneficial or if it's something that you could move towards the afternoon or the evening time. Because a lot of times we'll find ourselves, okay, I'm doing X, Y, and Z, but it's really not what I want to be doing in my morning routine. But go ahead and naturally go about your morning. And if that's working for you, then maybe you already have a routine developed and you don't even realize it. You're just not calling it a routine. But if you see that there's some things that you're doing in the morning, like me, I'm notorious for checking like a ton of emails in the morning. And I know that those are things that should not be a part of my morning routine. Then I kind of move them down in my daily planner. Okay, this needs to go into further down in the day because this is not a priority in the morning. I need to not be plugging into my phone right away and answering emails. I am one of those people that will answer every single DM that I get on Instagram. And sometimes it takes a lot of time, but I want to answer everybody. But I think just evaluate what it is that you're doing. And if you see a particular task that you feel doesn't fit into that part of your day, see where you can move it and then try that for a few days and see how that works. And if that doesn't work again, change it again. I just think it's important to keep revisiting your routines. And they're different for everybody. I always get a lot of questions about my morning routine because obviously it's different than probably the majority of people here within our community because I don't have smaller kids. So I'm not getting kids ready in the morning. And I'm not getting kids ready for bed. They can do that all on their own. So my rhythm in the morning and in the evenings is just, it's different. But let me tell all of you parents, it is amazing when you get to this point. It is, because you can give back yourself that time. And I think that's why I go so slow in the morning. Like I was telling you earlier, I'm like a sloth in the morning. I'm just like, good morning.
What time do you wake up in the morning?
4:15, sometimes 4:10, without an alarm.
Because mine just said I get up at 4:30 a.m. too. What? I think I go to sleep at 2 o'clock. Like, because
I know you do.
I like my prime work hours are like, noon to like 7, 8, like that's the time where I'm like, yes, I'm in the zone. But like that 4 o'clock in the morning.
And it's something that develops over time. Again, I don't think any routine is just like an on and off switch. It just doesn't happen like that. Over time, I realized how much time I wanted for my mornings. Like if I knew that it was going to take me X amount of time to get dressed, and on the days that I do my hair, like I have to put in time for my hair. Doing my hair cuts into my drinking coffee time. So sometimes coffee always takes priority. So
well, you are in good company because a lot of y'all in the comments are saying y'all wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So
yeah. And I spent a lot of time around my grandparents, and they were very much like, if the sun is up, you need to be up. Like they almost felt like sleeping was a waste of time. Now I love my sleep. We are getting very close to my bedtime, by the way.
I think it was Saray who asked, well, what time do you go to sleep? And I'm sitting here wondering the same thing.
I go to bed at 9 normally. So during the week, yeah.
That's wonderful.
I try to anyway. I do try to. Yeah. It works. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Y'all are so funny. So funny. I know
we're the early crew.
There was a few questions that people had wanted me to ask you on Instagram, and one of those was, why are you cheating on your disc with your ring system?
For real? Who asked this?
I asked you this one. Because
I feel like that was Katie who asked that. I have a very strong feeling. So it's just okay. So what happened was I'm perfectly content with my discs, and then people like Jen Dufour show their rings for all of 2 seconds, and I lose my crap, and I'm like, I need my rings. Let's pull out the rings. Let's start using the rings. Rings are everything, right? And then I, spend 5 minutes in them, and I'm like, no.
So you came back to,
staying in my discs. Yeah. Yes. Pre-dawn is nice and quiet. I know the sun's not up at 4 a.m. I'm looking at the comments and like, the sun's not up at 4 a.m.
Oh
In
my
mind it is.
Y'all are okay. Amanda had asked you, what are your favorite places to get stickers? Fun ones and functional ones. Ooh, I love this question because help me too.
So my two favorites, and it's been my two favorites for years and years and years, are both Chrissy Ann Designs and Planner Kate. I feel like they work well together and work so well separately. It's like the best of both worlds for me, because Chrissy Ann Designs is like, you know, the vinyl blend of stickers. So you need like the Sharpie and all that stuff, but I just love her stickers so much. And then Planner Kate is like the best of like the matte sticker world. You know, it's just, they're both just my absolute favorite. And I have way too many binders of each. Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Someone else on Instagram had wanted me to ask you, do you have any tips for time management?
Ooh, yes. I feel like that's a whole nother episode of again, like with anything, I feel like time management is very personal, but if you don't have a grip on like what you're doing with your day, then it can feel out of control. Time can pass you by, things like that. So if you can't get down to like, I'm doing this at 9 o'clock and this at 9:15 and this, and it's too specific and overwhelming for you, then maybe just do like sort of like time blocking. So without getting too specific, you know, from 9 to 11, I'm going to clean the house. And then if you really need to get specific from there, you can make a list from there as to what clean the house means, because it can be different for everybody. But just see what it is that you want to get out of your time. I think a lot of people confuse time management with being busy and having to do something every single second of the day, but you're managing your time. If you're like, I want to take a nap from 12 to 1, and you take a nap from 12 to 1, you just won time management. I think we have a tendency in this community to overcomplicate so many things that sometimes it just leaves me like, it doesn't have to be this stressful. We're really good at overcomplicating things in this community, I think, for sure. And I think when you just simplify and get down to like the basics, like time management is a lot easier than we make it out to be. So, yeah.
Yeah. There was y'all are so funny. There was wait, Hannah had asked, Julie, I know you use multiple planners like me. How much time do you block out to plan each week? And do you use any planners you don't show on social media?
I do have planners that I don't show on social media. And usually those planners have, and they're not even necessarily planners. Sometimes they're just notebooks. I'm over here like looking around like, can you see them? But a lot of times I have like notebooks where I'm working on projects and things like that. And it's just not stuff that I can share.
Yeah.
I do have a planner that I'm using specifically for school with our son. I'm probably never going to share that one either, but because it's just specific to him. And what was the rest of it? How much time do I block out for planning each week? Honestly, just about an hour for when I film my plan with me. And then maybe because I do daily planning, I will plan maybe 10, 15 minutes a night before I, close out the day, just to kind of check in with what I got done and migrate tasks over to the next day if I didn't finish something. But I try not to spend too much time planning.
Like that, because I feel like sometimes we can plan and we don't accomplish anything,
Yeah.
Oh, I want to ask this question. This was also one on Instagram. What is your role with Wild You?
Whatever Jeanette tells me to do. It's true. I don't know if she's still here, but it's pretty much whatever she tells me to do. I'm like, okay. Yes. So, but really with Wild You, I am one of the facilitators. Is that what we're called? And right? Like, yeah. Are we teachers? Did I just get my teaching degree? What? No. But I did help with a little bit of things like behind the scenes with it. Again, just being a facilitator. I think it was in the planning category. The last 24 hours have been a whirlwind. So I've been on like the Wild U website like a hot minute, but good answer. Yes. Professors of planning. Yes. Professors of planning.
Yes.
Yes. I'm going to add that to my resume. So I feel like just with Wild in general, I've been a part of it for years. Like I know obviously Jeanette remembers like when we were first planning the first year of Go Wild, like our Sunday night phone calls were the best. Like I still have the notebook from when we were just talking about things, and when new information popped up, I was like, oh my God, like literally in my notes, like, oh my God. Like I still have those. But yeah, pretty much whatever Jeanette asked me to do, she knows I'll do whatever she wants. So I love working with the team just because it's just so amazing. And the experience working with Wild has just, it's been life-changing, truly life-changing. There are no tissues near me, so you will not make me cry.
Okay, well, I mean, my next question was going to ask, like, what has kind of been, like, you know, like, your biggest, like, or, like, your most, like, I don't want to say, like, memorable moment with Wild, like.
With Wild, it's literally every year that the doors open in the conference room. I try not to, like, break down and cry. You know? And always like when at the end of Go Wild, there's always like a quick video, like a recap of what happened over the weekend. And at that point, I can no longer hold back tears. But that's always like the memorable moment, just being in the same room with so many people from our community. I just hope and pray that we can do that here soon, because that is just like the thing that fills my cup for the entire year. If you've never been to Go Wild, I can tell you right now that there is nothing in this universe like Go Wild. Nothing. There's nothing. I know that there's a lot of other amazing events out there, but what Jeanette does with Go Wild is just, yeah.
Yeah, and now Wild U, someone had asked, what exactly is Wild U?
So, and I might need some help from Jeanette because I'm running on low coffee. But so Wild U is like, if you've ever been in any of the Wild 30 classes, they're like a 30-day class where you get to pay to join a facilitator for a month, and they'll talk about a specific topic. But the thing is, you only get it for that 1 month. And Wild U is like all year long of these different topics, and there's a minor and a major each month with these amazing presenters. You guys, there's just, I don't want to give away too much, but there is a lot that's coming later on down the road, and you get access to the library that has a lot of content in there already that a lot of us worked on prior to Wild U being announced. So it's been a lot of fun to do that, but it's just a great community that's a little bit smaller, where we can just kind of come together and just share our love of planning and organizing and goal setting. And other topics include like home topics. I'm like flying by the seat of my pants right now, but there's just so much. Yeah, there's just so much to offer. My AirPods died, so we can take those out. It's amazing. I highly encourage anyone to join, even if it's at least for the first month, to kind of get in there and see what it's all about. See for yourself, because everyone's going to take away something different based on their own personal needs. But I think once you get in there, you're never going to want to leave.
Yeah, it's really amazing, y'all. Like, I like got on the website, and like the courses, like, oh, there's literally so many
something for everyone. That's what I love about it. Like, even just what has been started off with, there's something for literally everyone. So if you feel like you have your planning stuff down and you don't need help with that, and you just want to set up your office, like Siobhan has like her office is it's like a dream come true. Like, I'm just like, can
you come to my house, please?
Like, I'm gonna come to my house. Just come do it. Just come set it up over at my house. And so it's just, I love that so much. And because I keep hearing so many testimonials from just Wild 30, like when you like just, I know with Jen, like helping people pay off $80,000 of debt. Like I see that in the group today of just how impactful that was. Or someone, Jen McIntosh, when she did her homeschooling, and just people like finding that information during all this time. So
it's a great place to kind of go to that area to learn about specific things, because I feel like when we're on Instagram, we're just scrolling through pictures, and we're looking for inspiration. We're looking for information. We're looking to learn from others. And this gives us a specific place to do that. And there's like you get a patch if you join. Like, come on.
For my patch to come.
There's literally confetti everywhere. It's like confetti just everywhere on my desk right now. So yeah, I'm really, really excited about it though. So I know a few people asked for links, and I know several of us have the link to join Wild U. So you can find a whole lot of us that have that on there. So,
yeah, absolutely. Okay. This is a great question I want to ask you. With so many amazing people in the planning community, any advice for a newer planner, content creator, and YouTubers?
I think that if you're new and you're just jumping into this community, I think that it's great to kind of like look around and draw inspiration from others, and feel free to reach out to other content creators. I get messages all the time from people that are just wanting like a little bit of advice, a little bit of insight. And I'm always happy to help people out, because I think I would have never gotten where I was if someone hadn't just helped me out when I had a question or I just needed some help. But and I think a lot of us feel that way. We're all here to help one another. There's room for every single one of us here on whatever platform it is that you're on, whether you're just on Instagram, just on YouTube, just on Pinterest. What is the other thing? People are doing Patreon. There's room for you. There's room for all of us. That's how we create community.
People in the back.
But it truly is how we create community. So really, if you're watching this and you're like, I don't know where to start, I need some assistance, email me, message me. I will help you.
Yep. You heard it. Y'all heard it here. She said, email her, message her. Yes, same here. Like, and there's a ton of people in the comments as well that can also help as well. Y'all, I love that. There's room for us all. I love that. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I get a lot of the questions are like, well, people want to create plan with me's. There's already enough people creating plan with me's. Yeah, but there's only one way to create it for you. So someone might not like my videos, and they might say, I like the way Darian plans better, so I'm going to watch her videos. We all do something different, whether it's the way that we talk, the way that we present information, the style of planning. We're all so unique. We can literally be using the same exact kit and the same exact planner, and we would put our own spin on it. So I think that that's what's important to remember, is that while there may be many of us, there's only one you. And you should join us at Wild U.
Yes. And someone just said, would Wild U be beneficial for someone who isn't a content creator?
Absolutely. I got a lot of this question. I think that there's a little bit of a misunderstanding that Wild U was for content creators. It is for everyone. The facilitators just happen to be people who create content frequently on social media. So it is for everybody.
Yes. Yes, Cynthia. Yes, Julie was my biggest cheerleader at the very beginning of my YouTube journey, and she still is. I love that.
I am that person that you're like, I'm just thinking of trying a YouTube channel. I'm like, you better go start that channel.
The thing is, like, everybody, like you said, everyone, like Hannah just said, be yourself, be unique. You know, people will love your style. The thing is, like, y'all, like, we all have gifts. We all have a voice. We all have a message. And we all need to hear it. Like, I'm waiting for some of y'all to show up so I can get whatever, you know, you need to give me. Because honestly, like, don't believe the lie that you don't got nothing to contribute, because you do.
Everyone does. Everyone does. Yeah.
Everybody does. I love, yes, I agree. I'm completely agreeing with all these comments. Like, Julie, you are always so gracious with answering DMs and comments. Yes.
I try to, like, literally every single one. I'm like, it bothers me when I have an unread message. I'm the zero inbox girl every single day. There will not be a single unanswered message. How many messages do you have, Darian?
Okay, I only got 8 unread text messages because I took the time today to actually go through them. I usually at 35 to the 40, like between the 30 and the 40 of unread text messages. Like, I try to get to the DMs. My DMs, I think, are on maybe 10 right now. So
That's good.
That's good. That's progress for me. I don't know if I'm team 0 yet, but you know.
Yes, I'm an Enneagram 1 for sure. Someone said Enneagram 1.
Yep. Okay, I can see that. Do you know your wing type?
No. Someone needs to help me with that. I'm probably at like a 1, whatever, 0.1. I'm a 1.5. Another 1.
Another 1.
I don't even know what it is.
Oh, okay. There's a lot of 1s in here because y'all are like 0, 0. The little red dot is my enemy. I've just learned I'm like, oh, it's like confetti. The little red dots all over the place. It's just like confetti, you know?
It's a bad confetti.
But I'm also someone who will just turn off all my notifications.
Yeah.
For a week and just take the
for
time.
For a week.
Like I'll just turn off the alerts. I'm just like, I don't have, like, I need to get to things when I want to get to them versus allowing the notification to tell me when I'm going to get to it. I'm a 7, so I'm just.
Yeah, you're just like, meh, I'll get to it.
I'm like, I'll get to it. Like, and if it's important, then someone will call me. And, you know, so.
Yeah.
You're like, no.
Oh my God. I like what Tammy said. Your little red dots are more like chicken pox, not confetti. I agree.
Okay, I can't be the only one in here. No. Okay. Come on, my other 7s in here. Do y'all feel the same way? Okay, thank you. I don't want the notifications deciding my day. Yes. Okay.
Your rhythm is just different. And it's okay.
It's okay. Thank you. There's space for me here.
There is.
One thing I really admire you, Julie, like, is that you were talking about like how, like, you know, like how you have older children right now. And the one thing I like is that you have a great sense of just kind of doing something for yourself. And so I think I know there are some like women out there and even men out there who are just kind of like their kids are, you know, older, they've left the house and they're trying to figure out like of trying to find that thing for themselves. How did you go about necessarily finding that for you?
I think for me, it definitely evolved with the planner community because I love it so much. And I think as your kids get older, you need to find that thing that brings you joy, not doing something that brings someone else joy. I know that we're all doing things like working and doing the things that we have to do, but find the things that you don't necessarily have to do. Do the things that you want to do and that bring you true joy. And I think it's especially important when your kids are older because you spend their whole, you know, childhood being there for them, being the mom, dad, whatever. And when they don't necessarily need you in that role as much, you can kind of feel lost when you don't find something for yourself. So this was just kind of a accidental thing for me, that something that I needed turned into something that I love and I'm truly passionate about. But I think whether you're in the planning community or not, it's important to find that thing that keeps you going every day, because at some point your kids aren't going to need you as much. And maybe you can serve others in a way through the planning community, for instance, and that could sort of fill your cup and you know, keep you busy and keep you going and keep you going for something that you're passionate about. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. I really needed to hear that tonight. Okay. What is the biggest misconception when it comes to routines?
I think the biggest misconception, and I think I kind of touched on it earlier, is that routines don't make you a very flexible person. Like maybe you're someone who's very rigid and not fun or spontaneous or boring, or, you know, just don't, you know. But the thing is I think that when you develop routines, you just know yourself and your wants and your needs, and you can fit in all the other fun things as well. But routines are basically priorities, and you give time and rhythm to things that matter to you. So when you make things a priority, Darian, like your inbox, like your inbox, you can make room for all the other fun things. So routines are just a time management tool, a little bit of structure in a world where we can't control a whole lot of other things that are happening around us. So for me personally, more than ever through COVID and just everything that's going on in the world, I have clung to my routines. Like, these are the things that I know that I need to help keep me calm, to reduce my anxiety and my depression, and just if I can control this small little bubble of my life, because everything else out there in the world is doing its own thing right now. We're like in the 9th level of Jumanji, whatever the heck we're in. You know, it can sort of give you that balance. So while everything else is kind of chaotic right now, if you can just focus on yourself in the morning, yourself in the evening, and nurture these routines, I think it can make everything else that's going on just a little bit less stressful or easier to cope with.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's how it's worked for me.
That's good. I mean, you kind of just, struck my heart when, you said routines are priorities, because I never really thought of it like that. Like, that this is actually like a priority. Like,
and if it matters to you, you'll make time for it.
Yes. Okay. I'm feeling the conviction. I'm feeling it. Okay. Vishakha had asked, Julie, how do you lift your spirits when the time is hard? Like, more like, what do you do for self-care?
For me personally, a lot of it has to do with unplugging from social media, just because that's such a huge part of my life and I love it. But sometimes it can also be the thing that is the most draining, to be quite honest. So, I mean, I know none of us are strangers to what's going on in the news. And sometimes taking in that information over and over and over and over again is draining. It's exhausting. It's depressing. Exhausting and depressing. I just made a word. And so sometimes you just have to step away from those things, whether it's toxicity like on social media, whether it's with family, friends. Sometimes you just need to take a step back and say, this isn't working for me right now. I might need a 5-minute, 5-day, 5-week break from this person, place, or thing, just to get right with yourself, because you really can't put that on anyone else. The best thing that you can do is so for me, a lot of the triggers were like the news. It was just too much, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had to make sure that I was only consuming it in very small amounts, because of course I like to know what's going on in the world, but I don't need to know every single thing all day long. It's draining. So just cut back on those things that are starting to stress you out. Like, for example, I had to cut back on following like my local news station. There are some not nice people on those. Anyway, sorry.
No, you're good.
There are like not nice comments to read and things like that. And so sometimes I just had to step away from reading them, because it got me like all worked up, and I was like, I need to step away from this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's helped tremendously to just step away from those things that can create a lot of chaos in a world that's already chaotic. So yeah,
absolutely. And do you have any tips on finding motivation when you feel uninspired or unmotivated?
I think maybe just look around social media and see what your friends are sharing, see what your favorite companies are sharing, and or maybe check out different planner. Like, I've noticed that I like to see how people in rings plan, but I have to remember that the rings aren't for me. Maybe the style of planning is for me, if that makes sense. So I feel like there's so much inspiration out there that you can get a lot of it from a lot of people in our community.
I love that so much.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. I want to know, what has been your biggest takeaway from tonight as we get ready to wrap up. I cannot believe it. Like, time just like literally flies by when we're having fun. My question for you, Julie, is what are you doing? This is my last question I want to do. What are you doing for yourself that is bringing you joy outside of planning?
Outside of planning is, as a lot of it has been, I love my plants. I know that sounds like such an like old lady type thing to do, but I love taking care of my plants and just taking care of them and discovering new books. I'm a horrible reader, so I'm not even going to sit here and pretend that I'm like the best reader ever. I grab all these books and I dive about halfway in and then I find the next best thing. But I love, when people share their favorite books. Like right now I'm looking at it right now. It's The Lazy Genius Way. I started that one and it's a cool book, but I like books that you don't necessarily have to completely finish. You can just pick up like once or twice a week and get different bits of information from it to inspire and encourage you, things like that. But my plants and my dogs and my books. It sounds so boring.
I can't even act like my mom she's gonna get up because I'm trying to take care of the plants. I'm trying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying.
I have one that's dying at my work office and I feel so bad. I'm like, how have I failed you?
I love that.
Like I feel so bad when I kill a plant. It just it makes me really sad.
Oh my God. No.
Someone said, come on, you have to mention Hamilton. We did mention Hamilton, I promise.
Yeah, if you go back to the beginning, we talked about Hamilton.
Sing us some Hamilton.
I love that. Takeaway. There is room for you. Inbox 0. Routines are priorities. I feel like you just took the words out of my mouth. Yeah. That's exactly those were definitely my biggest takeaways too.
I think that's definitely how I've always felt about routines is the things that you make priority and then you just kind of organize it into a way that works for you every day or every other day. So, yeah.
I love that. Someone said, find your own joy. This community needs what you have to offer. Routines are priorities. Yes. Yes. I can't do plants. My mom's laughing at me because she knows I can't either. Come on, you have to mention. Yeah, we already did. Come on. I feel like Julie should maybe sing for us a little bit.
I think because Myra wants me to sing and Myra doesn't get enough Hamilton. So I love Guns and Ships. I am not a singer, so leave your judgments at the door, okay? So Guns and Ships starts off. Let's see. How does a ragtag volunteer army in need of a shower somehow defeat a global superpower? How do we emerge victorious from the quagmire, leave the battlefield waving Betsy Ross's flag higher? Yo, turns out we got a secret weapon, an immigrant you know and love who's unafraid to step in. He's constantly confusing, confounding the British henchmen. Everyone give it up for America's favorite fighting Frenchman, Lafayette.
Y'all, and I feel like that is how we have to end our planning together, y'all. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Seriously, y'all are the best. You guys show up every single week. If you guys go to my Instagram page after this, I'm actually doing a giveaway because next week is going to be our 10th episode, and y'all have just shown so much love and been so supportive. So if you go there, you'll see the giveaway. But y'all, thank y'all so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me. This was the highlight of it's September 2nd, so I don't want to say highlight of the month. But I'm going to say that this is probably going to be the highlight of the month, so let's just say that.
Yes, thank you so much for joining me tonight, Julie.
Thank you for having me.
It means so much. All right, y'all, we'll see you next week.
Bye.